Good morning, everyone. Guys, guess where we're at right now? This is the famous Tiananmen Square. Most people can remember the, let's say, unhappy memories with regards to Tiananmen Square. Whereas Tiananmen Square, it's a really important place historically. What you can see behind the Tiananmen Square is the Forbidden City. And the Forbidden City is amazing because why? Because we're gonna go there in a second. What can you see around us? This is the gigantic, it's so big you can't imagine. This is the National Museum of China. It's so big that I don't know if we're gonna go there. It's so unbelievably hot in Beijing right now that I will try to make it as quick as possible so you guys in front of your screens wouldn't melt down. What you can see right now behind me is the main entrance to the ancient Forbidden City, the Meridian Gate. But before I start giving you some more insight into particular buildings, I first want to introduce you to the idea of Forbidden City. What's the etymology of Forbidden City? Today, if you want to go to Forbidden City, you need to pay 60 kwai. For me, as a student, I paid only 20 kwai. If you entered the city a few hundred years ago, that would cost you your head. That's the reason why it's called forbidden, because it was allowed to the emperor and only to those people who were invited by the emperor to get in. People are waving at me, I'm gonna wave back at them. So let me go back to my story. The inside into the city, the Meridian Gate, the main entrance to the Forbidden Palace. What you guys about to see right now, it's something even more interesting. That's the gate of the Supreme Harmony. It consists of 5 gates in total, and the main one, located in the middle, was where the emperor's throne was put during most of the ceremonies. Forbidden City used to be divided into 2 main parts, the outer and inner circle. What you can see right now is the gate leading, that's the outer circle. The outer circle was predominantly used in a form of official ceremonies. For example, if you had an important celebration after the victories, battles, wars, the most notable generals would be invited to this square to pay their honors to the emperor. Right now, I'm going to give you a few more details about the Forbidden City itself. It was built in 1407, between 1407 and 1420. Can you imagine such a gigantic place built only in 13 years? But they managed. That was one of the one of the emperors of the Ming dynasty. And it served as the house of nearly 90 emperors of Ming and Qing dynasty until 1911, until the revolution took down the empire. What you can guys see behind me is the Hall of the Supreme Harmony. It's really interesting to understand why is it called in such way. The Supreme Harmony derives from the way that every single thing within this palace is built. It's the supreme harmony in between heaven and earth and everything and everyone who's in both of them. It's been built with the slightest detail, with accordance to the principles included in the Book of Heaven, a very known book which designated all the rules of the coexistence between what's heavenly and what's coming from the earth. It's amazing because in this very square they also held the ceremonies, but this time they were even more noble ceremonies, such as the nomination of the empresses, such as the nomination of the highest generals, such as the most important celebrations. If you were invited for the ceremony in this very square, it meant something. So guys, imagine, I invited myself and I'm here right now. I feel really good about that right now. What you can guys see right now is the hall of preserving harmony. And how do you think, how did they manage to preserve the harmony? Obviously, by having gigantic, massive and enormous feasts. There's poems and even books about the feasts that they held here in this place. The second reason why it's also so famous is the fact that they held the famous Chinese examinations that were introduced into the empire in the 7th century, and that they were held for over 1,000 years in exactly the same shape and manner. They were held exactly in this building, which makes me feel so good because I'm just after my final exams. Thank you.